Health problem in the US begins with a simple urgent truth. The contemporary food systems operates through this connection. In Chicago, the places where food is grown, processed, and consumed exist far apart, socially and spatially. This distance turns food into an invisible commodity and produces real health and spatial inequalities, where food deserts and food swamps coexist. At the same time, large pockets of vacant and underused land reveal a fragmented urban landscape.
Transparency guides how we reinterpret the stages of food system. Growth and care, processing and consuming, supported by two frameworks, a community-led governance model and an integrated resource stewardship system that aligns water circularity, renewable energy, and material loops. These principles form a multiplicable model for community-scale food systems, a framework capable of transforming vacant urban spaces into collaborative micronodes built on transparency, human scale design, ecological regeneration, and distributed collaboration.
Guided by these principles, we now look directly at the site and its realities. At the block scale, we begin by reading the existing land uses, revealing a major gap. The block offers no access to fresh and nutritious food. Analyzing the two main corridors, both concentrate commercial intensity around transit nodes, but the spaces between them are underused, creating a fragmented urban experience.
Grand Avenue is a transit activated street with mixed uses and consistent street life. In contrast, Milwaukee has a continuous blocking wall that creates an impenetrable edge, back and lots, inactive frontage, and locked detours with no possibility of entering the block. That in mind, our first decision was whether to preserve or demolish. We chose demolition as the more responsible option, since the existing buildings couldn't grow vertically and retrofitting would be inefficient. From there, the form emerges through a sequence of moves, reconnecting the street as a pedestrian corridor, placing new volumes and existing footprint, shaping an immersive topography guided by water, introducing public towers, and creating a protective canopy. Together, these moves reveal a larger truth. Urban systems gain meaning at their points of intersection, where growth and care, processing and consumption converge along the diagonal.
In the master plan, the project starts to function as a continuous system. The program shows how growth and care with vertical farming towers, processing with culinary school, repackaging, co-working, and share kitchen, and consumption with the zero waste market and library align along the diagonal as a sequence. On level 1, a public walkway stitches the entire block together through bridges and vertical course. Anyone can move from the vertical farming tower to the library, passing through every stage of the food cycle. Along this elevated path, people don't just circulate, they see. The bridges become both a connector and lens, revealing cultivation, packaging, cooking, and exchange, creating opportunities for people, activities, and knowledge to intersect.
Our environmental strategy creates an ecological gradient across the block, defined by the relationship between native and introduced species. Exterior gardens rely on native ecologies, while the EDFE covered interiors allow introduced edible species to thrive year round, remaining evergreen in winter. Garden 1 is a cool native shade growth, Garden 2 forms a productive EDFE microclimate, Garden 3 becomes tropicalized edible forest, Garden 4 operates as a zone-exposed prairie. Together, these four gardens create a continuous sequence of microclimates, transforming ecology and human experience across the block. Water operates through a semi-closed loop system. Rainwater is collected, filtered through visible gravel channels, and directed into the wetland, where it meets the Grey Line. From there, it follows two paths: storage for toilets and biodigester, or purification for irrigation and sinks. After passing through tramp grease and greywater treatment, the clean water returns to the rainwater wetland, completing the cycle. At the urban scale, we structure the street within three layers: the pedestrian layer, which provides safe walking zones separated from cars and bicycles, the bike layer protected by vegetation, and the street layer treated as a traffic calm zone, allowing drivers to experience the space more perceptibly, but more importantly, it enables pedestrians to move safely from one corner to the block to the other. The architectural project translates the entire system into six buildings that articulate the diagonal. We begin with vertical farming 1 and 2. Both begin with public access programs on their ground floors. Vertical farming 1 introducing visitors to planting and early cultivation, and vertical farming 2 hosting the co-working space as a networking hub where local producers can collaborate and build alliances. On level 1, both towers continue this public condition. Vertical farming 1 with its cultivation workshops, and vertical farming 2 with a retail production space where producers manage their own small scale cultivation units and engage directly with the food cycle. As both buildings rise, they transition into the interior vertical farming core, while the exposed circulation and green facade make the productive interior legible across all levels.
Within the market framework, the green packaging and shared kitchen spaces function as a logical backbone of the block. All incoming products, whether run on site or brought by local producers, enter through this space. The shared kitchen, whose preparation and the green packaging items are clean, prepared, filled, sealed, and labeled through a sequence of specialized stations designed for circular handling. Powders, grains, and delicate greens each follow a tailored path from cleaning and preparation to filling and sealing to branding and final output. Fresh greens are processed inside a cold storage air chamber, ensuring quality before packaging. The line remains transparent and visually accessible, allowing visitors to understand how materials move, transform, and re-enter the market. Available for external users to rent, the space extends the project utility, supporting small producers and community entrepreneurs, and even incorporating a collaborative layer where local artists contribute to leveling and visual identity. The market becomes one of the central encounters of the project. And to the point where growth and care, processing and consumption overlap, an intersection of people, products, and practices. The furnishing work as an adaptable infrastructure that allows users to buy in bulk, waste products on site, and take them home in a biodegradable or reusable material, embedding sustainable behaviors into the everyday act of purchasing food. The system is supported through collaboration between the vertical farming towers, the partners from the green packaging, the shore kitchen, and other local initiatives aligned with the material circularity and responsible consumption. Connected by a bridge that crosses Milwaukee Avenue for the market, the library stands at the end of the diagonal as a space of reflection, knowledge, and a different form of consumption. The furniture as a generator of microspaces, cozy reading pods, adapting table, benches, or dividers, maintaining a continuous material language. The rooftop extends the didactic experience into a restaurant operated by the culinary school, transforming the food cycle into culture, where people read, learn, taste, and connect. Above, a multi-layer EDFA rooftop system works as a contemporary trombone-like assembly. The upper membrane modulates solar gain through control apertures, while the tension layer beneath stores and release heat to stabilize the microclimate.
Within the logic of multiplicability, only the growth and care stage remains constant across different sites. Production and consumption adapt to the needs of each context. In our blog, this led to the inclusion of a culinary school shaped by the artistic identity of the district and the idea of food as a craft. Continuing along the walkway, the culinary school reveals the experiential side of food, and the ground floor social cooking experiences allow visitors to cook, eat, and interact in a shared environment, turning food preparation into a collective activity. On level 1, the program introduces two distinct teaching typologies: a workshop counter designed for introductory classes and demonstration, and a professional teaching kitchen equipped for more advanced instruction specifically for culinary school students.